Hi there, I'm Frank Morano. One of the things that frustrates people the most about government is that it always seems to have its hand in your pocket. Every budget season, we're told there's not enough money. We hear we need higher taxes, more fees, more tolls, more cuts, or all of the above. That was certainly true with the budget season we just got through. Well, a new audit just reminded us that before government asks taxpayers for another penny, especially since they're not making the penny anymore, it ought to do a better job managing the money it already has. The New York City Comptroller's Office, led by Mark Levine, released an audit finding that our public school system failed to pursue hundreds of millions of dollars in Medicaid reimbursements for special education services. The estimate is more than $431 million over a 3 year period. Now, the Department of Education disputes that number. They say the audit overstates the problem. Fine. Let's have that debate. Maybe it's not 431 million, but here's what's impossible to ignore. Everybody agrees there was money left on the table. The only disagreement is how much. Think about that. This isn't about creating any sort of a new program. It isn't about raising taxes. It isn't about asking Albany or Washington for another bailout. This is money that New York City was already entitled to receive. If you owned a business and your accountant told you they forgot to collect hundreds of millions of dollars that customers owed you, there'd be a new accountant the next day. If you forgot to pay your property taxes because of paperwork, the city wouldn't shrug its shoulders and say, don't worry about it. Government shouldn't get a lower standard than everyone else does. And here's the part that bothers me even more. This isn't just about dollars and cents. This money is connected to services for children with disabilities, speech therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy. The audit also raises questions about documentation for services that students were supposed to receive. Families shouldn't have to wonder whether the services their children are entitled to were delivered properly or whether the paperwork was handled correctly. They deserve better than that. This audit also points out that this isn't a one time mistake. Similar concerns were raised years ago, and many of the recommendations still haven't been fully implemented. That's not a funding problem, that's a management problem. And I can tell you, as a city council member, especially someone that's on the finance committee, I spend a lot of time hearing from people who are fed up with waste, bureaucracy, and government that doesn't seem to sweat the details. And they're right to be frustrated. Government doesn't earn the public's trust by coming up with clever slogans. It earns trust by doing the basics well. Collect the money you're owed. Keep accurate records. Deliver the services you're required to provide. Be accountable. So I want to give credit where it's due. Comptroller Levine's office did the hard work of digging into this issue. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, oversight counts. Taxpayers deserve someone asking tough questions regardless of who's in charge. I don't think this is a partisan issue. Mark Levine is a Democrat. I'm a Republican. Every New Yorker should want a government that's competent, transparent, and careful with taxpayer dollars because before government comes back asking for more of your money, it should prove it knows how to take care of the money it already has. I think that's just common sense.